So Donald Trump has been on a trip to Europe. You know that he went and met with NATO, then he went to the UK, and now of course he's having a summit with the Russians. I'm gonna show you a couple of things that happened on that trip that are amazing and I don't think have gotten enough coverage. So first, let's go back a little bit to before he went to the UK, he was asked about Brexit. This is one of my favorite videos. It gives you an excellent sense of what Donald Trump is all about. And I'm curious if you're a Trump supporter, at the end of the videos, you still think he's smart, because that would be amazing. And then I'll have other quotes for you as well. But let's get started. He was asked about Brexit. Let's take a look.
Yes.
And Brexit, sorry, sir, because you are going to the UK. What will be your message on Brexit?
Well, Brexit is, I've been reading a lot about Brexit over the last couple of days, and it seems to be turning a little bit differently, where they're getting at least partially involved back with the European Union. I have no message. It's not for me to say. I own a lot of property there. I'm going to Scotland while I wait for the meeting. I have Turnberry in Scotland, which is a magical place, one of my favorite places. I'm going there for 2 days while I wait for the Monday meeting. But it's not for me to say what they should be doing in the UK. I have great friendships. My mother was born in Scotland. I have great friendships over there. We have a wonderful ambassador, Woody Johnson. And he's doing, by the way, Woody's doing a great job. But it's not for me to say. I'd like to see him be able to work it out so it could go quickly, whatever they work out.
If that was a book report, your teacher would have told you to start over again. I asked you about Brexit and your views on it, not your golf courses, not your mommy, not your ambassador that you're obviously using to stall because you don't know anything about it. Second of all, saying when you're president of the United States, I've been reading a lot about Brexit over the last couple of days, is not impressive. You should have known about Brexit before the last couple of days. But he's bragging that I did a little piece of my homework. I found out what Brexit was. And did he really read a lot about Brexit over the last 2 days? Of course not. And nobody asked you about your golf courses. Can you for 1 second focus on policy as the president of the United States? You're supposed to be representing us. We don't give a damn about your golf courses that you're trying to shill here. But mainly he's just trying to evade the answer. It gets worse and worse. If you thought he knew what Brexit was or anything with nuance like hard Brexit, well, he's gonna get asked. Let's find out if he does.
Is it heartbreaking?
Hard Brexit.
Oh, hard Brexit, I see.
Nothing about Iraq.
I thought you said it was heartbreaking.
About Iraqi issue.
I said that might be going a little bit too far, right? Heartbreaking. Is it heartbreaking? A lot of things are heartbreaking. No, I would say that Brexit is Brexit. It's not like I guess when you use the term hard Brexit, I assume that's what you mean. The people voted to break it up. So I would imagine that's what they'll do, but maybe they're taking a little bit of a different route. So I don't know if that's what they voted for.
Yeah, Brexit is to exit the European Union. That's the most basic thing in the world. He asked you about hard Brexit, and I get you were joking around about heartbreaking because you didn't know what the hell hard Brexit was. I don't mind the joking around. I'm not a stickler for that stuff. Do you have any opinion on what hard Brexit is? You don't know what it is. You're an embarrassment. You don't know anything. Like I guess they want to break it up. My favorite part though was, if you noticed it, this is such a Trump thing, and it's what a kid does when he doesn't know anything. Watch.
Brexit is Brexit.
Brexit is Brexit. Correct. Brexit is Brexit. I'll give you that one. Well, that is really clarifying. I'm glad you elucidated that for us, because I didn't know what Brexit was until you told me that Brexit is in fact Brexit. Oh, okay. We're not done yet with the idiocy. It continues rolling downhill.
I just want the people to be happy. They're great people, and I do think sure there'll be protests because there are always protests, but I think there were protests the night of the election both ways. But in the end, we got 306 electoral votes. And one state that, is interesting, one of the states we won, Wisconsin. I didn't even realize this until fairly recently. That was the one state that Ronald Reagan didn't win when he ran the board. His second time, he didn't win Wisconsin, and we won Wisconsin. So, we had a great night.
Nobody asked you about your own election. He's such a pathological narcissist. We had a great night on the elections. Protests are protests. Brexit is Brexit. But let me tell you about me, okay? And you have it wrong for the third straight time. Reagan won Wisconsin. I don't like Reagan, but he won Wisconsin. He lost Minnesota because Walter Mondale's from Minnesota. That was his home state. That was the only state Reagan lost in '84. This is the third time he's repeated that. But that shows you, not only is he a moron and completely uneducated, that's such a basic fact. If you're a plumber and you don't know that, that's okay. If you're the president bragging about it, and this is the third time you've gotten it wrong publicly, he has no ability to be embarrassed. But the dangerous part is that no one in his inner circle can pull him aside and go, Mr. Trump, it's a little awkward, but it was Minnesota, not Wisconsin. Because he'd be like, what do you mean? Of course it was Wisconsin, you're fired. You're fired. How dare you correct me? So the moron keeps saying it's Wisconsin when it wasn't Wisconsin. All right, so far has he answered anything about policy? Anything at all? Any of you MAGA guys, are you proud yet? This buffoon doesn't know anything, but we haven't even gotten to the worst part. Here you go.
Protests, there might be protests, but I believe that the people in the UK, Scotland, Ireland, as you know, I have property in Ireland, I have property all over. I think that those people, they like me a lot. And they agree with me on immigration. And I think that's why you have Brexit in the first place, because of immigration.
Ireland is not in the United Kingdom. He's the president. Let's show him maps. Because apparently he likes pictures, won't pay attention unless you show him pictures in the memos. Let's go to graphic 7 here. This is a rudimentary map of the United Kingdom. You see, Ireland is not part of it. Northern Ireland is. If he'd said Northern Ireland, okay, maybe, right? Let's show you a picture of Ireland. See, that's the country next to the United Kingdom. But I have great golf courses in Ireland. They asked you about Brexit. I have great golf courses in Scotland and Ireland. When do we move on to the next part of the book report? Did I tell you about my mommy yet? Oh, monumentally, preposterously stupid. The people, the people in the UK, they like me. They like me a lot because of my stance on immigration. Let me show you a poll. Britons with unfavorable view of Donald Trump, 77%. Why do you think there was massive, giant protests? I got news for you, Donald. They don't like you. They kind of hate you. They think you're an imbecile, and they're absolutely correct. So wait, I got one more quote that I'm gonna read to you guys, but first let's go to another video, because if he just left it at, I don't know anything, okay, we have an idiot for a president. But no, he's gonna do more damage. In another part of the trip, after going to the UK, he declares that the European Union are, along with Canada and Mexico, our top allies, are actually our enemies. What? Okay, let's watch.
Well, I think we have a lot of foes. I think the European Union is a foe, what they do to us in trade. Now, you wouldn't think of the European Union, but they're a foe. Russia's a foe in certain respects. China's a foe economically, certainly. They're a foe.
It's not what you're supposed to say as president, to call our allies our foes. The Germans put out a statement saying, it is obvious we cannot rely on the White House anymore. Meaning, okay, if you think we're the enemy, I guess we'll go trade elsewhere. I guess we'll look for alliances elsewhere, because you're driving everyone away with your stupidity. You shouldn't talk about that in the context of trade and mixing that up with national security and calling our allies our enemies. And then you go at the end and do a kiss-ass conference with Putin while you're calling the European Union our foes. It's madness. Now in that video, you saw it for yourself. He also mentioned Russia and China, but just have a little bit of common sense so that you can say, hey, the European Union is our great ally. We have some disagreements over trade. That would require a tiny percent of sophistication and nuance. All right, and then finally, he's talking to Piers Morgan when he lands in the UK. And here's these quotes, which are gems. MAGA guys, again, put on the red hat, be so proud that this is your leader. Man, if your leader is this stupid, what are you? Okay, so here we go. We would make a great deal with the United Kingdom, he says, because they have a product that we like. I mean, they have a lot of great product. They make phenomenal things. You know, you have different names. You can say England, you can say UK, you can say United Kingdom. So many different, you have so many different names. Great Britain. I always say, which one do you prefer, Great Britain? You understand what I'm saying? No. No, even Piers Morgan, who did a fawning interview, did not understand what you were saying. So he asked, you know, Great Britain and the United Kingdom aren't exactly the same thing. Awkward. So Trump answers, right, yeah. You know, I know, but a lot of people don't know that. But you have lots of different names. The fact is, you make great product. You make great things. Even your farm product is so fantastic. Well, I don't know if he knows the difference between the United Kingdom and Great Britain and England. I don't know if he knows that Ireland is not part of the country, but I do know he thinks you make good product, even good farm product. Well, I guess problem solved. Every time I think of those MAGA guys, I think this is what you're proud of? Amazing. Enjoy. 2 easy ways to follow the Young Turks. One is hit the subscribe button down below, then you're a TYT subscriber. And second is ring the bell. And when you do that on YouTube, you're notified of our videos.